Alright. We are back. And I have my trusty glass of water with me to soften up my throat. And let's just go. As I said in the previous episode, let's do Honit, because I suspect that one's gonna be the hardest. Swap in Primrose. I mean, swap out Primrose. Wait, what? I got a question. Are you any good at writing letters? Letters? Can't say I am. Talking's quicker. I often write letters. When I put my thought to paper, they become clear to me. So do you deliver them as well? Yes, if there's someone I would have known my feelings, I give the letter to the person. That's mighty wise of you. Letter is important, and you don't want some daft fool losing one. Are you speaking from experience? It's like this. I kind of messed up once a long time ago. Oh. I was a kid. There was a girl in a railroad called Mercedes. Me and her and my buddy Zeph would play together from dawn to dusk most days. When Zeph and I studied late into the night, she'd bring us sweets she baked. But one day we found out she was going to be sent off to live with distant relatives, way over on the other side of the Middle Sea. She was going. Chances are we'd never see her again. How sad. Well, Zeph wrote her a letter and gave it to me. Said he was too shy to give it to her himself and asked me to deliver it for him. Turns out he was sweet on Mercedes. The plot thickens. Of course, I said I'd deliver this letter. I was his best pal after all. So on the day that Mercedes was leaving, I headed to her house. But before I found that her coachman had suddenly taken sick and was too ill to drive the cart. I gave him a salve and some medicine, and after a while he was back on his feet. You can imagine I was pretty chuffed with myself that I could help. Mercedes looked so sad sitting up there on the top of the cart. Thank you, she said, but why didn't Zeph come to say goodbye? That was the last I saw of her. I headed back home, ruminating about this and that, but clean forgetting about Zeph's letter. By the time I remembered, it was too late. Oh, you didn't. Somehow I'm not surprised, so what did you do with the letter? I gave it back to Zeph with my apologies, along with some fish from the river. Taught me a good lesson, that little incident did. Oh, what was that? Deliver your own letters. Sure, words to live by. Well, there you go. Everyone, deliver your own letters. That's funny. You think the lesson is like, don't forget like favors to friends and stuff, but nah, deliver your own letters. Okay, well, this is a problem, because I was kind of hoping to pump a lot of JP into the dancer subclass here, and well, learn this. But as you can see, I don't have enough JP for that, not even remotely. I wanted the... This is what I was afraid of. This is definitely what I was afraid of. Yeah. Okay. Alternative plan. Scholar. Analyze. Lightning Blast. Blizzard. And Firestorm. And her abilities, they have to be something that gives her life. You don't need crit. Oh, crap, she doesn't even have that. Oh, they're so underleveled. Hold on. Can I learn anything here? To learn something, rehabilitate, vivify. Yeah, that works. Increase her life. What else? Okay, if I give her dancer, can she get the SP saver is just hard to get. It's not gonna happen because it's gonna cost a lot. Encore is all the way at the end. That's bad. Counter attacking we can go for. Eye for an eye we can go for. Okay, let's see. Just grab this. Nairo. Show goes on. No. Eye for an eye. Yeah, that works. Okay, we switch that back to Scholar. This could be the wrong choice, but maybe Apothecary is just better. We'll see. I'll give it a go. Right. Gain increased chance of attacking first in battle. Don't need that. Eye for an eye. Where is it? Eye for an eye. Yep. Heal and hardy. Second serving, sure. That's not bad. And patience, yeah, that works. Hope the idea here is to take advantage of Tressa's elemental stuff. We give her just some good elemental damage stuff. 240, 2-4, sorry. And a Wizard's Rod, that works just fine, yeah. Forbidden Shield, that's just harsh. Go with Force. Works for me. I need something balanced. I don't know what we're facing here. That works well. Okay, for her, definitely life. She just needs a life, that's all. I just need her not to die. With her low life pool. Where are you, life? Come on. Oof, I need to bring out the dragon scarf as well. Come on, where are you? There we go, max. Okay, I need those. Hold on. I need to borrow those from Primrose. Sorry, Primrose, I need to just steal this from you. Oh. That and that. Right. Give me 1,000 life and some SP. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Shit, I wasted a lot of time already. Let's hurry. Oh, I was afraid this was gonna happen. Actually, we could have just started it. Let's go to the inn. I think this fight's gonna be hard. Based on the cues that we've been getting so far. And the fact that Hornet is pretty much useless in this save file. Yeah. So I haven't leveled her at all. So, anyways, you arrive in Marsaldin with an idea of Red Eye's whereabouts, a means to avoid petrification. You prepare to face the beast. Let's go. Story so far. In Still Snow, Honey did meet with the seer Susanna. Told her of a plant that could protect her from Red Eye's fell curse. Never did she expect to find a dragon in those dark woods. Very few hunters in history have felled such a beast, but Honey now stars among them. Oh, misclicked. Now I can finally face Red Eye and bring Master back. When leaving the village, she was met by one of Eliza's men, who told her where she might find the fiend. Now the die is cast. Ready to face her fate, she journeys to Marsalim, Jewel of the Desert.
Here.
So this is Marsalim. Eliza must be here somewhere.
I see.
Too hot for thee, girl? I cannot blame thee, the sun is merciless even without a coat of fur. Meow meow. Better shall stay by my side, question mark. Thou art a stalwart friend, Linde. Come on, let us find Eliza and then some shade. Okay, let's find... we made it. Water. I need water. This heat is killing me, but I guess this is all my fault. I should have stocked up on water. It's not that bad. Stay and dive in Pring. It's just I'm not used to this. I'm a merchant, not a strong hunter like you. Hearest thou Linda complain? I'm not a giant leopard either. there, Tressa. Thou art a good girl, it would have been alright. Meow? What the actual heck is going on? Tressa's conversations are so funny.
Mayhap.
Pray pardon me, my lady, but are you haunted of the Darkwood?
Just so.
I am. I've come to meet with Eliza.
Of course.
Oh, splendid. We have fair been waiting arrival. Please come with me. Begging your pardon, Lady Eliza, but Hornet the Huntress has arrived.
Thank you.
Good, thank you, Sergeant. Voice act, please.
Hornet.
No. We shan't be so lucky. It's good to see you again, my friend. Pray tell me of your quest. Have you found a way to cure Zonta?
Yes.
I have. The curse can be broken, but only by slaying the monster that caused it. Then all is not lost, for we have found the beast. It lurks in the ancient ruins to the west of here. The locals call it Grim Sand. And yet, how do you mean to defeat Red Eye? Even Zonta himself was no match for the fiend.
If thou wilt.
I found a way to protect myself from its curse.
Excellent.
Truly, then we have a cause to hope after all.
I am ready.
I will leave for the ruins at once.
I think not.
Wait, Honey, there is one more thing you should know. Great. I just want to go kill this thing. Sorry, I was taking a sip. Sorry. When Red Eye entered the ruins, many of the monsters that once lived there fled before it. They began to roam the surface, threatening travelers and farmers alike. General Linar led the city guard into the sands to drive them off. And they have yet to return. The plan was to march towards the ruins and dispatch any monsters roaming the surface. I scarcely imagined they would venture within, but not even Zanta was the equal of that beast. No matter how many men he marches with, General Linnard cannot hope to defeat it. Please don't tell me we have to do like cleanup work. I just want to fight the boss. Then let us pray that he did not find it. Meanwhile, in the Grim Sand ruins. No! Ganda! Oh, wait. Sorry, I keep making a mistake. Wrong franchise. Heavens, save us. My legs turn to stone. God's teeth, this cannot be. This is a massacre. Fall back, I say. Captain Raff, get the men to safety. But sir...
Listen up.
I'll keep the beast busy.
Damnation!
You must not, sir. Not alone. Let me. You have your orders, Captain. Go. Yes, sir. Oh well. Yes, that happened.
Huh.
Have you heard? The hunting party is returned.
Oh.
It has been some time, no? Has it not? Indeed, I fear the worst. Soldiers that marched against the monster, they've returned. And yet, what is so boastful mood that pervaded? Why is everyone so moody? Elio, where is my Elio? This kind of reminds me of that scene in Attack on Titan when they returned from the scouting operation outside the wall. I won't say anything else on that in case you haven't seen it yet. Why are they back now? I saw monsters roaming in scores around the ruins just this morning.
Ugh.
It's only a matter of time before they reach the town. Father is dead, say it is not so.
So then...
So the battle was lost.
Indeed.
Ah, Hanit, there you are. We make for the palace to discuss our next move. This is Captain Raff. He says the regiment was nearly annihilated. You must be the apprentice of the great hunter Zanta. Many of my men died today. I cannot let their sacrifice be in vain. We shall rearm, re-equip, and do whatever is required to bring down the goddamn fiend.
Could you?
Pray lend us your aid. I would,
Yes.
but all this talking is getting in the way. Of course, this is why I'm here.
I am most pleased to see you return safe, Captain.
I fear there is no pleasure in it for me, Your Highness. I fled like a coward.
You did your duty, Captain. Without you to bring us word of what happened, we would be all but doomed. Now, we would hear your report.
By your leave, Your Majesty. There were packs of monsters roaming in the vicinity of the ruins. The men fought bravely and succeeded in culling their numbers. Emboldened, we dared to venture into the ruins themselves. 'Twas there that red-eyed beast came upon us. A ferocious creature of a size and strength I've not seen. But that was not the worst of it. Oh no. Any soldier that met its blood-red gaze was turned to stone. Living statues, insensible to all around them.
Tell me one thing, Captain.
Your Highness?
Did these men fight bravely to the end?
Everyone.
I see. That will be all, Captain. However, this matter is not over. Our fallen men must be avenged.
Begging your Highness's leave, we can do better than revenge. If the Red-Eye Beast itself is slain, your men will be released from its curse.
Is this true?
But you heard yourself. This fiend wields terrible powers. What hope have we of slaying it when a single glance invites certain doom?
I can protect myself from the petrification. By your leave, I shall fight the beast alone.
Can you defeat it?
I swear on my life. I will bring the beast down and free your men from its baleful curse.
What is your name, girl?
I am called Hunt.
Hanit. I see the glitter of steel in your eye. Resolve and strength in equal measure.
I like this music.
Each time a menace has been visited upon this realm of mine, a hero with the same steel in their eye has stepped forward to save it. This time, you will be that hero for us.
By your leave, I shall take the rest of the men and drive off the monsters outside the ruins.
The Knights Ardent shall sally with you.
We shall escort Hanit safely to the entrance.
Very good. Hanit, slay this beast and return safely to us.
Or precisely, I like the piano part.
I shall.
Hanit.
Okay. Back to reading. We may yet succeed on it. Now we have the might of the whole city behind us. King Kalim is a forthright man. He looked me square in the eye and trusted me with the future of this realm. It is the mark of a great leader to have the courage to make difficult choices. Courage, nay. Wisdom, I say, the wisdom to look into a young woman's heart and see the strength and resolve within.
Well, well.
Lovely hunter, though I am. These are good people with a good king. They deserve my help as much as anyone else in this world.
Indeed.
Out there in the desert, people must work hard to save every drop of water they find. They learn that they must work together and share their fortunes and burdens alike. They must trust each other and work as one or die. The harsh sands have shaped them into loyal, generous, and honest folk.
I see.
Then it would behoove me ill to letting them down. As the Masters always says, betray not the trust of others, let the betrayed die. What the hell?
Well said.
Wise words. Okay, can we please go? Please prevail and you will save all. Will not rest until Red Eye is slain. Okay. Man, some of these like chapters where there just isn't, the battle will not be an easy one. Steal yourself as best you can. Speak to me when you're ready. A lot of these like conversations or chapters, they just don't have any content. It's just finishing up, right? But the developers have just put in so much dialogue for nothing. Betray not the trust of others. First and foremost, I hunt Red Eye to save my master from his fate, but I also will help the people of this land. I cannot afford to fail. My quarry must be slain. My honor as a hunter demandeth. When I set my sights on my quarry, I'm as dogged as you. Different sort of quarry though. Don't speak of thievery. Doesn't sit right with you, huh? I think we're more alike than different. If thou chosest to take in pride in thy work, I shall not tell thee that thy art is wrong. Choose to take pride? That's an interesting way to put it. Thou can't be proud of thy deeds or not, the choice is yours. Now there's something no one can steal. What's that? Another's pride. Okay, for the love of God, let's go.
Listen up.
Stuff is finally happening. Shoulder to shoulder, men, herd them in. Stand firm, give as good as you get.
Knights are done!
Form a corridor around Honnet.
To arms!
With me, we'll carve a path through the ruins. Charge!
Charge!
The way is open. Drive through. Protect Honnet.
Come on!
Godspeed, Huntress.
There it be.
Thou hast my gratitude.
To arms!
Now let's finish off these beasts for the king, for Marsalim.
Let none escape!
For Marsalim.
Leave it to me.
Leave this to us. We shall not lose this battle. Take care, Honnet. Honnet is gone, you know. And may our arrows fly true. Honnet is long gone. She isn't hearing you.
I am ready.
So Red Eye, hide in these ruins. Meow.
This bodeth ill.
I feel it too, girl. A grim pall hangeth in the air. Danger lurk ahead, but we cannot see its form. Let us tread carefully here. Ooh. Okay. Banter again.
Honnet.
You can do it, Honnet. Don't let those men sacrifice be in vain. You'll slay the red-eye fiend for all our sakes. It's good as done, right? Such is my intention, but we are bound to tread with care, Alfin. Sense a terrible presence like nothing I've felt before. You ain't getting scared, are you? Because you've come too far to fail now. You're this close to saving your master. Just so. And when this is over, I shall buy in thee a mug of my favorite spirit. When your master's up and about, we all drink together. Master would like that far too much. It's settled then. First save your master, then we'll hit the alehouse. After all, you two have been through a reunion has got to be celebrated. Am I right? You speak truly, but Alfin, he will not care about the reason, only that spirit's head. Her master only wants to get drunk. A man after my own heart. Now let's go thaw out that master of yours. Jesus, there's so much talking. I'm sorry, but the dialogues in this chapter really didn't provide anything. We're still at the same point as when we started this chapter. We came here to kill Red Eye. And after all of that, nothing has changed. We came here to kill Red Eye.
Ready or not, here I come.
Out of my way.
I don't mind dialogue and stuff like that, you know, creates content and adds to the story, stuff like that, but this really didn't add anything at all. It just delayed us.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted.
You could actually just skip the whole thing all the way to the scene where they're fighting the monsters to get Honey through, and it would make sense. It's like, okay, yeah, they're fighting the monsters to gain access to the ruins.
You won't feel a thing.
Unlike some of the other chapters
If thou
that,
darest.
you know, actually use the quote-unquote cutscenes or the dialogue scenes to build character or move some story or, you know.
Let us beginning.
not in this one. Let's see, can I get to this purple chest? Yeah. Just getting money though. At this point, it's like
Come
I
on,
care.
I've got better things to do.
I haven't even checked my money count in a while. Let me do that.
For you.
Let me check how much money I have.
Alrighty, time to steal the show. Don't start things you can't finish.
$2.1 million. I didn't even know I passed 2 million. Oh, remember the day back in the day when I thought like having 20k made me rich? Ah, the innocent days.
You won't feel a thing.
What to do?
Take
For
these
you.
freebies.
Time to steal the show. Where's the nearest tavern?
Nothing here.
Step right up.
We got ambushed.
Over here.
All right.
Means I have to waste time healing. It's okay. Ooh, golden chest. Calming stone, that's a status immunity. Oh,
Now,
some
let us
path up
hunt
here. I mean, down here.
Out of my way.
I'll say Honey does look cool though, with her scholar secondary job. Gleaming amulet. It's light immunity. Or light damage reduction. What is it this way? Unseen saber. I think I have 3 of those. So clearly they're very seen. Yeah, not so unseen. It's kind of weird that the first time they introduced dungeons with multiple paths and rooms is in chapter 4 at what seems to be the end of the game. Wonder why they didn't do that before, you know, to make the dungeon crawling a greater experience, as opposed to rather a race to get to the end and back, almost linearly. Maybe they ran out of development time or development budget. Or maybe during game testing they were like, they got the feedback and people didn't like it and found it tedious.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted.
It's a cool snake, but time for it. Or more like I'm too lazy to fight it. What is this area?
My turn.
Seems to be the right way. We don't want to go there yet. Sprouting plum.
I'll make this quick.
There's a gold chest here.
My turn.
I want to try to get. Oh, and also a chest over here.
Let's see what you got.
Anything going on around here? No? There's actually 2 chests in the area.
Out of my way.
It's weird.
I'll make this quick.
Nope, that's not it. Oh well. It's not that important.
Want a tangle, huh?
Here I go!
The odds of there being anything in there that I need is...
For you!
let's just say low.
Letting the hunt begin. Interesting.
Alright, time to steal the show. Don't start things you can't finish.
Let's move on. Statue of somebody holding their own head.
Let's see what you got.
My turn.
Golden chest. There's a chest over there.
Standest thou against me, then be hunted.
Here I go!
Free BP. I mean JP.
My turn. Alright, time
Might
to
need it, who
steal the
knows.
show.
It's gonna take me a second to do.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Chest over here. I think there's probably a gate or something. Oh, no.
Let's see what you got.
I need...
I appreciate it, really.
There we go.
What's the big idea?
Not sure if this was worth it, but...
Is that better?
Here I go!
Yeah, I don't know why I care. I could have just used the healing material. I have so much. Alright, that's it for this exploration. Let's go straight to this. The 2 chests at the bottom floor there, they have to just stay there, I guess. Someone else can come grab them.
Want a tangle, huh?
Come in, if thou darest.
Okay.
These are the guards from Marsalim.
Wasn't it pronounced Marsalim? I think the voice actor screwed up. What the hell? That sounded like a guy, not a monster. Not what I expected. For some reason I expected some sort of a mythological wolf.
I do not understand. This creature's heart, I cannot read it. I can sense the feelings of every beast, every monster. But from this one, nothing.
Honestly, the roar sounded like it was human.
Still, my task remaineth the same.
Oh, hold on, just need to change my sitting position. Yeah, I don't think that's an accident. The game usually has pretty good monster roars, this game. So I think that was deliberate.
Thou hast taken people from us, and we shall have them back.
It looks like a malformed human being, actually. Yeah, it is. It's some sort of human being that has had something happen to it for sure.
If thou art ready, then so am I.
Looks cool though, don't get me wrong.
Let's do this.
Damn, blinded already. Has a little bit of a Pokemon music going on in the background.
Feel
A little
the
bit.
power.
The intro was very Pokemon-ish. Right, I'm gonna miss, so I might as well try to hit it with fire.
Don't play.
Okay, good to know.
Bring it on.
Since you don't have AoE
Right back at you.
from Dancer, we just have to get on the reflective veil
What's the
duty.
big
Let my
idea?
arrow flying true. Interesting.
Really? No. So it changes quite rapidly.
Two.
I was gonna give an element and then buff with dodge, but we don't know the element. It swaps it out quite rapidly.
What next? Interesting.
Shucks.
Reflective veil.
Right back at you.
There we go.
Try.
Good.
Coming, if thou darest.
See.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't have multi-hit with. I try multi-hit with sword here.
What's it
I saw I
do?
wasn't weak to sword in the previous phase, so figured it maybe it was weaker. I'm not gonna buff any elements yet, because I want to see if there is a recurring element.
Shucks. Right back at you.
That was a mistake. Should have done that on Tressa, but that's okay.
What next? Interesting.
Well, I think I just use the War Master on him.
Shucks.
They've
Right back at you.
there's big hits coming.
My turn now. Feel the power.
Letting the hunt begin. Interesting.
Seems like lightning is recurring. Good to know. I need SP.
All right. Is that better?
Gotta be ready for the whole petrification
Let's do
thing.
this.
Lord Thunder.
Lightning.
Letting Let my arrow fly and true.
Well, with her it's better to just shoot, because I could. Well, actually no, that's not true. I could have attacked with the bow.
Be thy prey.
Out of my way.
I think the bow is stronger.
Let's do this.
Fortunately, you're gonna have to do some dodging.
Catch me begin.
Actually, I don't really have to give everyone lightning, because pretty much everyone except from Alfin has some way of hitting the weakness. That's why I had the second servant.
Here we go.
Hitting multiple times, pretty good. He's weak to light here. I'm actually gonna poison in case his petrification causes problems.
What to do?
I don't want to do anything here. I guess I can just punch. 17k. Jesus, Dressa. Casually just dealing that much. Got a good dagger weakness here. Just gonna hit the bow.
Time to steal the show.
Oh. Okay.
And that's that.
Didn't even get to see the petrification. I can guess how it was. It's probably gonna target someone at random, and we're gonna have to use one of the items. And then as the fight goes on, he'll maybe start targeting 2 or 3.
What?
What evil is this? Does this mean the curse is lifted?
Tja.
The devil take you, monster. I can move! I'm saved! The beast is slain.
Truly?
But how? By your hand? No, by my thief's hand, because he's overleveled.
Not so.
Not just I. Yeah, not... Yeah. The city guard and the knights Ardante, we fought as one. Ardant, sorry. Soon, I can taste the air again. Look, I'm in flesh. Look, okay, we're saved. Whee!
I'm in your debt.
Wondrous well, how can we thank you for this miracle? Some unique items would be great.
Nay.
Ugh, need is not. I had cause of my own to slay the beast. But I will show and thanks, leave us this place, and takes thy men back to their king. His Majesty has waited anxiously for good news.
Understood.
Then I will not tarry one moment. By your leave, my lady.
Excellent.
Curse is broken, but has Master been saved?
Behold, my fellows! Honnet the Huntress, Slayer of Red Eye, has returned!
General Lenar tells me of your exploits. You have slain the menace. You saved my poor men and our city. You are our savior, and we are forever in your debt.
What I did was for my own avail.
Perhaps so, Huntress. Yet grateful we remain. I would like to propose a banquet in your honor. But alas, I divine that you will not tarry here with us.
I cannot, Highness. I must see with mine own eyes if my master hath been freed from the curse.
Of course. General Lennar.
Sire, my men are ready to escort the Huntress at your command.
I informed King Khalim of your circumstances. He ordered preparations be made in advance.
You fought the Red Eye to bring your master to life. My soldiers recovered the instant it was slain. Pray, go to his side at once.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Think nothing of it, but perhaps when your quest is done, you would grace us with your presence once more. And then we may throw the banquet you deserve.
You honor me. I hope that day shall come soon. Not far now.
God's mercy! What is that fiend?
Come, Linda.
Look out!
Huh? Hagen, if thou art here, then...
What ho, Hornet! Don't tellin' me thou'st grown again!
Not in height, master. But if thou speakest of experience, then yes.
Ah, that must be it. Hope I didn't cause thee too much trouble.
Some, master. And I was worried for a spell.
Thou were? Then I guess I owe thee an apology.
And those guys, right, those villagers are like, what the hell's going on here?
Thou certainly dost.
Stay, my dear. That was thy cue to say not at all.
And not just to me. To Natalia, Susanna, and Eliza as well. You had us all worried.
That's a long list, but no matter. Rest assured, I'll make an apology to each and every one. And then I shall thank them, too, for good measure.
Thou dost not.
Hannet, thank thee. Thou'st done me proud. Blushing, art we? Perhaps thou'st not grown that much after all.
And thou clearly hast learnest nothing from this misadventure.
Oh, a man my age hath learned all the things he ever will, I'm afraid.
Begging your pardon, sir. We just wanted to thank you.
Oh, quite. Think nothing of it. Art thou hurt?
Nothing that won't mend soon enough, by your grace, sir.
Good to hear it. So, where were we? Ah, yes. Thou were about to tell me of thine adventures.
It's a long story. Wouldst thou hear in it all?
Every last word.
The journey I had taken was but a short episode in my life. But I would come into telling the tale of it many times in the years to come in. For the first time as a hunter, I found a story that was mine alone. It was my first story, but not my last. But those are tales for another day. And so I end my story here. Thou canst always come to our village to hear in it again. Though I warn you, it may not be the same with every telling.
Okay. That's Xanta, Hanit, Hagen, and Linde. Looks pretty chill. Too bad we didn't get to explore what the hell that creature was. It looked like a malformed human being. For sure. Sounded like it. Maybe it's tied to some of the other stuff. Maybe it's tied to the demon stuff. Yeah. I was actually gonna do Olbrick, sorry. But now that we saw that demon thing, I'm kinda, while it's fresh in our memory, I kinda wanna do Cyrus. To see if we can get any more explanation as to what the hell... what the hell these demon things are. I don't know if it is a demon thing, but just saying. Could just be something random, but... completely unrelated, but we'll find out. The gear on Cyrus is fine. It's fine. He has all the skills, am I right? Yep. Looks like it. His passive. Go with elemental augmentation. Yeah, that's fine. Let's give him just massive damage. There we go. Surpassing power. Okay, well that was on it. Lots of talking, but ended with a cool boss fight. Didn't really get to see what the boss fight could do. I don't think we let it charge up enough. Might have been a mistake, but that's okay. Nobody died. Okay, can you please? Thank you. Alright, let's go for Cyrus. I don't think I can fight that lady. Still in pursuit of the Forbidden Tome, you journey to Duskbarrow, ever closer to the truth. The story so far. So Cyrus's search for the ancient tome led him to Stoneguard, where headmaster Ivan lay in wait. Using the forbidden blood magic gleaned from those pages, he aspired the powers unholy and profane, but Ivan, more demon than man, at the end met his demise. Preposterous, I am all-powerful, I am eternal, immortal, they were all lies, such were his last words. But who lied to him, and what was their ultimate aim? Was Cyrus fully prepared to face the truth that awaited him? A foreboding shadow fell over him as he came to Duskbarrow.
Time to do some research.
And here we are. Somewhere in this town lies the headmaster's ultimate destination. Given the nature of his research, it is reasonable to assume that there is a secret laboratory of some sort. I will get to the bottom of this matter. That's the headmaster's assistant, Lucia, was it not? Now that I recall it, she disappeared after the incident at the headmaster's house. What's her role in all of this? I must not let her out of my sight. But she was just here. Wherever could she have gone? Could it be this gate-looking thing right in front of me? What is this?
What have we here?
A button of sorts? Should I press it? Yes.
I see.
Nothing happened. I should have known it would be that simple. Are we searching for clues? Button of sorts? All right. This is a new one. Marvelous memento. Steal it. Okay, we're supposed to scrutinize that. That's okay. Soulstone. That's probably what we needed, but I will take a quick look. It's weird that the solution to that was stealing and not scrutinizing. Oh? Oh, that's the guy we saved. That probably cost us a cool boss fight. How dare you. Nothing happened, okay. Let's scrutinize the dude. Okay. What about inside here? Man blessed with extraordinary luck and an infectious smile, whatever little seems to get his way, and everyone seems to... Okay. Seem to have anything to do with this. What is it that I stole from him? Nothing to do with that. Alright. Maybe this fella.
Hello? Hello?
The village was built on the site of an ancient city. We preserve the ruins as best as we can. Okay. Maybe there is a button. A second button somewhere. Small tiger, yet unnamed, okay.
Greedy.
Is that a button over there? No. Okay, this is super odd.
Hello there.
Why is this the hardest thing I've ever done in this game? Maybe I have to press no. Sure. How does I never go about pulling a button? Fair enough. Alright. Not pushing the button, not pulling the button. In that case, we should twist it.
Aha!
Well, this is a turn. Well, this is a turn. I should proceed with caution. Ah, you're a sorcerer. You can hit 3 times with spells.
Oh.
Color me impressed, Professor. So what are you referring? Finding the hidden door back there. It's no great thing. I enjoy coming up with little theories and testing them. It's a useful talent if you ever have mind to switch trades. You could make a go for thievery. Me, a bandit? Now that would be amusing. But if I do fall into hard times in the scholarly world, I should apply to become your apprentice. Hate to disappoint you, but I'm not the teaching type. I learn by watching and doing. Observation and practice, in other words, that is the essence of all learning. If you ever took upon yourself to become a scholar, I will certainly vouch for you. I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm allergic to academia. Though if you had caught me when I was still young, things might have been different. More.
Excuse me.
Would you help me satisfy my curiosity, Alfin? Specifically, I'm wondering why you make medicine. Huh? I mean, I've never met an apothecary quite so dedicated to his trade. You could use your talents to win riches or honor or renown. Yet you forget to ask for fees, make no claim on those you help. Frankly, I find it unfathomable. Oh shucks, I just like helping folk who are in trouble. Right, question answered. Let's go. Professor? Ask what I thought was a difficult question. Yet he gives me a plain answer without hesitation. A clever man, this Alfin. Alright.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
Just out of curiosity, let's see if this guy can delete them.
What's the logical course of action?
Let's say I go Tanitrus Caner, or whatever it says. That is a powerful spell.
Not bad.
Sounded powerful even. Definitely a viable damage dealer.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
He'll go through his abilities, just for fun.
Interesting.
How about using Glacius Clader? That actually didn't kill.
Out of my way.
Let me finish it.
And that's that.
Oh, there's a chest in there. Light shadow stone, I mean large.
You won't feel a thing.
I appreciate it, really.
Let's hit with
What's the logical course of action?
Tenebrae Operiere. Tenebrae. I don't know what that. Oh, he's saying them. Or Tenebrae Opere or whatever. He's saying the words. So. Oh well, Cyrus is dead. Have fun. So yeah, just pay attention to what he's saying.
That's what I'm here for.
What to do? Thank you.
I appreciate it, really. Where's the nearest tavern?
So far, the lightning one definitely is the coolest one. That works. 20k.
Can't we settle this like gentlemen? Now,
Could shoot him with ice, but okay, fine, let's do it.
Glacius, go there.
Claudaire.
Out of my way.
That's what he said. Gracious Claudaire.
Really? Don't start things you can't finish.
Once we have tested all the sorcerer abilities, we'll then start running away from the fights, because it's not that big a deal. Money. Just money, money, money. There are no special items.
This is the beginning of your end.
Now,
let's try this one. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds a little bit extreme. So now we only have to try
Where's
fire.
The nearest tavern?
It's the last one. I think his divine ability is just a buff. It's not an actual attack skill. It just causes all your spells to be crit. Which is good, but it's probably nothing special. Wait. That thing on the wall. It definitely looks like what we fought. It definitely looks like Red Eye. Hold on. Actually, I can't remember. Did Red Eye have a tail? I have to go back and watch the recording. You guys just pause and go back and watch. Real quick. Did Red Eye have a tail? These walls seems quite old. They still stand strong. And what are those curious patterns? I definitely seem to remember Red Eye having 3 claws. Look at how perfectly they're aligned. Whatever could they be for? That thing on the wall definitely looks like Red Eye.
Aha!
Wait, that's it. Together the markings illustrate something. They're billow and swell. An ocean? A flood? It seems to be depicting something overflowing. And yet this depiction is abstract and surreal. Wait, I've seen markings like this somewhere. Of course, the runes of High Hornburgian. The runes are being used to paint a picture. Might there not be a hidden message contained within? It is as if the runes are flowing forth from some kind of gate. Though I hate to admit it, I fear deciphering this would take more than I have time. I should move on. So what, from this gate that looks like it has Red Eye, water seems to be pouring? And he said there was like Hornburg? Okay. Maybe all of these things are linked. Who knows? Void Amulet. Greatly reduces dark damage. Not bad. let's go. Okay, let's go. Get this? Yeah.
Open for business.
Okay, and let's hit him with the final one. No, we have 2 more. Okay. Let's hit him with this one.
Ignis are dead.
That was straight up a flamethrower.
My turn.
Yeah, I don't feel like fighting this. I'll just hit whatever comes up next. And here we have a library of sorts. Look at all these tomes. Did Headmaster Ivan procure them? All?
It couldn't be.
Volume 7 of Trial of the 12, but only the first 5 volumes are extant. I'm guessing this is a reference of to the gods. I don't remember, are there 12 or 13 gods in this world? Forbidden Gold? Covenant of the Sage? These books were all said to have been lost ages ago. And what is this? A personal dictionary for a translation of ancient tongues? Did the headmaster collect all this by himself?
No.
No, that would be impossible, even for the most esteemed of scholars. No, such a vast repository of knowledge must have been accumulated over decades, even centuries. From this trove to those odd wall paintings, this place is one enigma after the next. One thing is clear, if there's a mastermind behind all of this, I can expect to find him here. Any secrets? Oh, banter. Professor? What is it, Tressa? I was just thinking about the books there. They all seem very special. How much are they worth, do you think? Ah, Tressa, we can always trust you to be interested in the worth of things. Those books record the history of all that has happened. Every event from beginning to end. Gosh. In other words, they contain the knowledge of the world. Knowledge won at the cost of uncounted lives. Whoa. I don't think I could put a price on that. Quite. They are without question priceless, for they belong to all men. Maybe we should make lots of copies and sell them cheaply so that as many people as possible can read them. Splendid idea. The question then becomes, how does one produce books cheaply in a large quantity? That is the question. I'm looking for secret doors or stuff. Okay. Cyrus is far back in the queue. Soulstone?
I've done my research on you. Now, what next?
Let's try the wind. Knight's Shield, I think I have one of those. Okay, I don't know if this is where things are gonna happen or not, but let's go for it. Seems like this is it.
I'll make this quick.
right before. Makes sense.
Professor, you truly are every bit as brilliant as old Yvonne said.
I did not come here for false flattery.
Those bookshelves are placed very impractically, I have to say.
Oh, but I was being quite sincere. A shame the purport eludes your grasp.
To think you were the one pulling the strings. The headmaster was merely your puppet all along.
Very astute. Yes, it was I who maneuvered to install him in that position in the first place. To my dismay, he had a willful streak that got in the way.
One might say the fault lies in the person who chose him for the task.
One might say that, yes. Now, let us proceed to the matter at hand. Your search for the original copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell has miraculously led you to me. In finding me, you have displayed some measure of knowledge and acumen. More than anything, you have shown a pure and unrelenting passion for seeking out the truth. I hold that particular quality in the highest regard. What say you, Cyrus? Will you join me in my research?
Ridiculous. If that is a jape, it is a poor one.
A jape? What a curious reaction from a scholar like yourself. The wall paintings in this place, did they not pique your interest? Did your heart not race when you saw the countless lost tomes in my study?
To say I was not intrigued would be a lie.
Of course you were. Yes, any true scholar would feel the same. I must unravel these mysteries. I must have the answers. Your mind, no, your very soul burns with an all-consuming desire to know. That is what separates you from the rest, Cyrus. We are true seekers of knowledge, you and I. Together, we can unlock all the secrets behind our world.
I'll pass.
How can you refuse? You covet the mysteries of the universe. You yearn to know the truth. Surely you can stand shoulder to shoulder with me.
That's it exactly.
What? What is it?
Surely you. I take issue with your solicitation. You don't care who you use in your schemes. What of Headmaster Yvonne?
Don't be ridiculous. He was devoid of the passion you have. He was nothing but a pawn to the end, incapable of envisioning an ultimate goal.
On what grounds do you base that assumption? Can a man not grow his mind? If you found him wanting, why did you not teach him?
Teach him?
Take him on as your pupil. Impart your vast knowledge, that he might one day be your peer.
Preposterous. You speak the impossible. Mediocrity is as mediocrity does. Knowledgeable as he was, his own actions prevented him from ever approaching genius.
A genius such as yourself must understand this.
There's where you and I differ. I haven't given up on mediocrity. As scholars, we learn from the past to better understand the present and pass our knowledge on to the future. What do you mean to do with the knowledge you amass? The secrets you unravel? Carry them to your grave, content they are inscrutable to all who do not possess your genius? You would call them simpletons, fools, feeble minds. I say it is you who lacks the ability to teach and inspire. Ugh. A true scholar does not look down on others for what they do or do not know. Those who know impart knowledge to those who do not. If something is wrong, those who know the answer correct it. The process repeats, bringing us closer and closer to enlightenment. I teach my students with the expectation that one day they will surpass me. I long for the day when I will have the chance to learn from them.
Enough! I've given you plenty of opportunities to make a move. Any move. But clearly we are going nowhere fast. If you would rather die without discovering the truth, so be it. I have already synthesized a perfect blood crystal, precisely as detailed in the original tome. With it, I will cast off the shackles of humanity. A human can only learn so much in its short lifetime. I will gain the time, the power, to understand everything. You may be a fool, but to show no hard feelings, you can participate in an empirical analysis of my newfound power.
If believing in the future makes one a fool, then call me a proud fool. But know this, when I emerge victorious, I will unravel the secrets of that tome and arrive at my own answer. Let this be a lesson to you. The future of mankind is bright. I cannot fail.
Okay. Very cool transformation. Physical perfection. What the actual hell? 30 shield.
Let's do this.
Oh, gotta hurry up and get some physical protection up here.
Feel the power.
So much to learn.
Bring it on.
Gonna have to heal more until we get some side steps going.
What is the logical course of action? So much to learn.
My turn. Guardian Lion Dog.
Yeah, decent. It's fine. Just have to do that again.
Here. Bring it on.
Just to be sure, we're setting up another heal. There.
Now, what next? So much to learn.
Yeah, then it's probably gonna switch later to being resistant to elements instead. I think we just have to go for this. It's the only super multi-hit skill I have.
Guardian Lion Dog.
Here we go.
Could poison, but I'm sensing some naughty stuff coming.
Right back at you.
So set up 2 reflective veils on everyone.
Here I go.
Sidestep as much as possible.
Oh, you had me?
Need the SP.
An interesting dilemma.
5.
My turn now.
Just keep
Power.
setting up sidesteps.
All right. Close. Right back at you.
Nice try.
My turn. Guardian Lion God.
Just attack.
Here I go.
Maybe I just sidestep here.
Catch me if you can.
And then use an element just for fun for the next one.
All right.
Just to sneak some damage in there.
Right back at you.
Okay, everyone's at 2 except from Cyrus.
Guardian Lion God.
What to do?
Let's set up ice. We haven't used ice.
Here goes nothing.
And we set a reflective veil on Cyrus, and then we
Back
go.
at you.
What is the logical course of...
That's hitting pretty hard.
Let's try. Let's do this.
Switch to axe.
Out of my way.
Take this chance to...
I appreciate
So
it.
SP. It's not optimal, but it's okay.
Bring it on.
What a due time to steal the show.
Oh. It catches me by
Where's the
surprise every
nearest
time.
tavern?
Okay.
No! There is so much more I must learn.
If nothing else, your devotion to the pursuit of knowledge is admirable. Unfortunately for you, you will not live to pass that on.
Oh,
From the far reaches of hell, at least I have the original. How many lives have been lost to the dark knowledge in these pages? But no, knowledge itself cannot be good or evil, only the hearts of those who would use it. I will use all the resources at my disposal to decipher this work for myself. I will find the answer I seek, an answer of my very own. Perhaps one of the tomes in the study I passed through might aid me in deciphering these glyphs. Yes, I should return. That's interesting. It's the first time there is more to do after... after a boss fight.
You won't feel a thing. Whoa.
At long last, I can begin to study the tomes in earnest. High Hornburgian Dictionary. Let's see now. In the pages of this tome, the secrets banished by the gods are likened to the golden fruit, and an ominously worded warning is issued to any who would covet this forbidden power. Forbidden gold. An ancient tome detailing how the 12 gods sealed away an unholy power beyond the edge of the world. Okay, so there were 13 gods then.
Let's see what you got.
Out of my way.
Save. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Can't we settle this like gentlemen?
Here we go.
A tome wherein is writ in horrifying detail a forbidden right to bring back the unholy power sealed away beyond the edge of this world. Okay. So it's a guide on how to bring back whoever the god sealed away, which I think was like the bad 13th god or whatever. Yes, I see. I do believe I have the knowledge I need to decipher the mural. Scrutinize the mural. That's pretty far though, isn't it? No, maybe not.
You won't feel a thing.
Here I go! Open for business.
Be somewhere here, yeah. Let's see. See if we're correct. Let's see now. Death, doom, destruction, death, doom, destruction, death, doom, destruction. Alright, the mural's meaning. I think the message has something to do with death, doom, and destruction. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe so.
Now then.
Now let me think through all I've learned. What did the 12 gods do? Seal power away beyond the edge of the world. What forbidden power did the gods seal away? The power of destruction. No?
No.
It's not quite right. Power of life and death?
But of course!
Indeed, the power of life and death. That is a forbidden secret held within these pages. Trial of the 12 tells the tale of how the 12 gods sealed this power away. The author of Forbidden Gold compares this power to a golden fruit. Like a golden fruit, it calls out to and tempts the human heart. Into the pages of From the Far Reaches of Hell was this power sealed. These glyphs, yes, I believe I can decipher them now. Death, 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 death. Death, death. Doom, 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 doom. Destruction, destruction. Destruction, destruction.
Oh.
I think we can safely assume this is a warning of sorts. Warning of the calamity that awaits us if the gate is opened and the forbidden is unleashed. Were the mural and tome left behind as an invitation or a warning? I'm gonna go with warning.
But of course.
Yes, the mural was left behind as a warning, I'm sure of it.
Indeed.
Knowledge in and of itself is not inherently good or evil. It can, however, serve either purpose. All depends on the heart of he who wields it. Or use it. I choose to believe that whoever created this mural so many years ago believed the same. For the sake of our future, be not tempted by the darkness.
Indeed.
Yes, these dark secrets must never be allowed to be put into practice. The mere existence of this tome is a threat. Shall I destroy it and banish its baleful knowledge for all eternity?
Not exactly.
No, destroying the tome would not banish the darkness that exists in the heart of men. As long as that darkness exists, people will find a way to work evil. Woke evil? I must preserve this knowledge that we might put it to use for good, not evil.
Thusly.
And yet there is much more I must learn. I must decipher in full the context of this tome and the murals in this place. And then pass them on to those who would follow us. That one day, should we be threatened by forces from the far reaches of hell,
yes,
our descendants will possess the knowledge needed to protect this realm. First, I must return to Atlas Dam and file a report on what I have seen here. Then I must begin my analysis of the material I have collected. Yes, I'll be burning the midnight oil night after night, no doubt. I can scarcely wait.
Professor! Professor!
Over here, Therese.
That stack of books seems to get bigger every time I see you.
And I'll need twice again as many to have any hope of translating this ancient tome.
Twice as many?
Fascinating, is it not? A traditional fairy tale from a certain region mentioned a gate of sorts. And I could not help but notice a parallel to the mural I found.
I see. Hence, these books on local folklore?
Just so. Considering your subject from all possible angles is a fundamental principle of scholarly research. But I forget myself. Might I surmise that you've come here to inform me that it's time for class?
Yes. You're late, Professor.
Pray forgive me, Your Highness. Very well then, my students. Let us begin. To quote the words of one Susanna Grotoff, author of Knowledge is Light, the pursuit of knowledge is a journey with no destination. As long as people live, there is always something to learn. And so we learn, we record, we speak. Points connect, thus forming our history, our agency, our identity. This world we live in is not for or of any one individual, and neither is knowledge. And so I write and speak of all that I learned, to plant seeds of knowledge that will be harvested by those who follow me. To you who have found my writings, read well these words, that they may help you build a bridge to a brighter future.
Alright. I'm guessing that's Therese. Cyrus. So yeah, that was Cyrus done. We got some insight into the god that was sealed away. This was mentioned all the way back in Ophelia's chapter 1. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's all connected to that, so we might actually get to fight this, or maybe not the god itself, but some sort of a vessel for the god. Because I'm pretty sure that thing on the mural looked like Red Eye. And maybe the those dragon stones that Therion stole back. When they said it was like the key to a gate, maybe that's the gate. Anyways, we'll find out. We'll find out. Wait, can I do anything about this? I don't care. Yeah, we'll find out when we're done with all the chapters. If I can't find the solution naturally, I'll just research, so don't worry. Anyways, that's it for this episode. In the next one, we are doing Ulbricht and Ophelia, and then chapter 4 should be done. So I'll see you then. Bye.